Hey, this is Tara Wallace from Love and Hip Hop, Season 5. Thank you for watching, and you are watching right now The King Indeed.
Finally, we get Tara on The King Indeed.
Finally, I feel like left out. I feel like everyone was interviewing, and you interview Peter, and you know the blog keeps going and the website keeps going, and I don't ever see my face. You know, I was feeling some kind of way. I feel like I had to bribe you to come to my house. I had to lock the doors to make you stay. Just to get an interview with The King Indeed. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the half truth, but all right. You gonna tell them the truth? What really happened?
That's the truth, as far as I see it.
All right, no problem. We're on The King Indeed.
Yes.
Let these people know, for you idiots out there that have no idea who I'm sitting next to, let them know who you are, please.
I am Tara Wallace from Love and Hip Hop, and if you're watching this, that means that you do watch Love and Hip Hop. So I appreciate that. Thank you for watching Love and Hip Hop, and thank you for following The King Indeed, and thank you for giving me a platform to constantly tell my story.
Where are you from, first of all?
I am originally from a very small town called JS, Mississippi.
Okay, Mississippi. So you dealt with the Klan a lot. It was so funny.
I have never dealt with the Klan.
Okay.
I'm not saying they were very far away, but I've never dealt with them personally. No.
Okay. But how has Love and Hip Hop and reality TV changed your life? I know it has an impact on you. How?
You know, it did have an impact on me. I did work in a very popular restaurant for a very long time, so I always assume people know me from working in that restaurant. Even now that Love and Hip Hop is on, and you know, my viewership is quite larger than it was before. I always assume people knew me from my restaurant where I worked for about 7 years, and more than likely they do remember me from there.
You want to give that restaurant a shout out?
I do. It was SDK. I worked at SDK in the meatpacking district for 7 years. Blood, sweat, and tears, right there. Absolutely.
So you stopped working your 9 to 5, and this is what you do full time?
That's what I did full time for 7 years. Absolutely.
How about now?
I'm not doing that full time anymore. I visit a lot. I feel like I still work there because I will get a random text about a reservation, as I always would, and I will call the reservationist and beg for the table like I would when I worked there. Absolutely.
That's what's up. So this is what you do all the time now: Love and Hip Hop and walkthroughs. And
not just Love and Hip Hop. There's T. Wallace World, which is me helping.
Let them know.
T. Wallace World. The start of T. Wallace World is me helping young artists prepare for the media.
Really?
And folk like you to help tell their story, not just as an artist, but where they are coming from, why they feel the need to tell their story, and why it is important to tell their story in the best communicative way possible.
Right. Let's talk about Peter Gunz. I mean, what season is this in Love and Hip Hop New York?
This is season 5, and this is my second season, our second season.
You and Peter Gunz.
Yes.
Okay.
And our storyline.
And your storyline.
Which includes, Tara Wallace.
What made you
Peter
do
Gunz,
it? How did you get involved in this little, How?
Honestly, my involvement in Love and Hip Hop started with just wanting to support Peter.
Right.
Support him and the fact that it's something that he wanted to do, first of all. It had been a while since I'd seen something that he wanted to do and was excited about.
Right.
So to see something that he was motivated and interested in, when you're around artists, I'm an artist as well.
Absolutely.
When you are around artists, when they're not creating, when they're not, and the work that they're creating is not being exposed, that can create, a bit of, I don't want to say sadness, but it can create,
depression.
I don't even want to say depression. I don't know if he was depressed. He says he was depressed, but I didn't see that. But
he has no reason to lie to you.
I'm just saying, like, I don't want to be the one to say that term. That's a big term, depressed.
Okay.
He wasn't as happy, I think, as he would have been if he was creating and his music was out there and everyone knew what a creative person he was. So to see him interested in something, I was all for it. Absolutely.
But you had no idea you was going to get tangled up in this little love triangle.
I had absolutely no idea. I had no idea. Let alone be caught up in it. I didn't know that there was a love triangle to be caught up in. Absolutely not.
Neither did I.
You didn't either?
Neither. Let's be clear. Neither did I. Despite what people think, neither did I.
Like men know more things than the women at home do.
I'll give Gunz that credit. And I know this is your interview, but I'll give Gunz that credit. He never told me nothing. And what exactly is going on between you and Peter Gunz? Are you guys still? Is there still fire lit there? Are you guys still seeing each other? Are you guys still, making love? Behind Amina's back. Like, people want. I hate to tell you this, but people want to know this.
You want to know that?
Are you kidding me?
Who's interested in
The
that?
gossipers, are you kidding me? They want to know. They want everybody that's watching Love and Hip Hop.
Did anyone ever ask you that? And they said, "Ask me that."
Look at me.
I'm
People
looking at
ask me all the time. Yo, ask Gunz this, and these are male groupies too, not just women.
Oh.
And I'm like, nah. They're like, well, can you ask Tara questions? I'm like, I don't know Tara. Now they know I know you. I lied. Tara's like a sister to me, man. Trust me.
I mean,
all right, talk to me. The people really want to know. Are you guys still involved? Like, really? I mean, don't incriminate yourself too much, because I know by the time this airs, they're not going to see. The Love and Hip Hop is not going to be finished season 5 yet. So don't go too crazy. But is there still a flame?
Honestly, I'll put it out there. We here. There's no need to hold back now. It is us trying to build a healthy relationship for our children, given all of the unhealthy circumstances that were presented.
You should run for Congress. Yes.
So, given those circumstances, I'm just trying to, it's just weird, I'm just kind of dealing with the cards that I was dealt. We're playing the card game.
Are you bluffing?
Everyone has their cards, and it's time to pick them up. So I pick mine up, and this is what I'm playing. It doesn't mean that I get everything right. It doesn't mean that everything I do would be what you would do. But it is what I feel is best for me. So I'm very unapologetic about anything that I do, because that's what I was feeling at that time, in that moment. Wow. And I just have to live my laugh out in front of the camera, because that's what I chose to do. And I think that there are sometimes a lot of women that live vicariously through me and want to see the strength in me that they didn't have to do for themselves.
That's powerful. That's real powerful. Are you still sleeping with Peter Gunz?
No.
Do you fantasize about sleeping with Peter Gunz?
A fantasy is a fantasy, and those are my own little dirty, dark secrets.
Politics 101. Read between the lines. All right? Read between the lines.
Listen.
Why can't you guys make it work? What's stopping you guys from making it work?
In a perfect world, okay? In a perfect world, I would have my family, which included my sons and the father of my sons. And it's in any woman's nature to want to work it out with the man that she has fathered.
What's the father's son's name?
His name is Peter Gunz.
But you don't like to say that.
Peter Banky.
Why? It seems like you don't. See, this is, listen.
I don't have anything. I don't have any problem with saying it.
For you young people out there, and young could be 60 years old. I'm a little older. I got a lot of white hairs. For you young people out there, you see how hard it was for her to say, the father of my... That tells me she's still in love with Peter Gunz. Trust me.
Okay.
Believe me, I know these things. She's still in love with him. All right? Now, Amina, I'm sure you're watching this right now. Like I said in the Peter Gunz interview, I'm the media. I can't worry about people's feelings. At this point, I have to give the people what they want. And this is what they want to know. And not only that, I want to know too, goddammit. You know what I'm trying to say to you?
What do you want to know? I'm here.
I don't believe you are. I don't believe Peter Gunz. I believe that you two are deeply in love with each other, and I feel that you two eventually will get back together. I'm not saying that's what I want. I feel it. While all these fans are watching Love and Hip Hop at this point in time, I'm going to tell you something right now. They're watching, looking for the gossip. I'm watching your eyes. I'm watching your movements. I'm watching to see what's going on. Who's acting, who's real. When I see, look, that first episode when I saw you guys together and he came here and he held you, and you're like, no, I don't want nothing from you. No, your body said no, your eyes said yes. You wanted him. You can sit here and lie to the public if you want.
Well, I will tell you, like I've said before, I love eating lemon heads. It's like my favorite candy. Lemon heads and like grape now laters. I could eat them all day long. I love like the way the now later like melts in my mouth, and I can chew it, especially if it's old. Like you could chew it. It's really good. It doesn't mean that I can wake up and eat that for breakfast every day.
You know what your new name is? Your new name is the Black Widow Spider. That's what your name is.
I don't know if that's a good thing to call me.
So your name is Tara Wallace.
Actually, my name is Tara Nasha. Or as my mother likes to say, Tara Nasha.
So what's up with Wallace?
That's my last name.
So Tara Nasha is the middle name?
Tara Nasha Wallace. Tara Nasha Chanel Wallace.
All those names?
It's just one name. Tara Nasha is one name with 4 syllables. Tara Nasha.
So why don't you tell people it's Tara Nasha? I mean,
I did, but
Instagram you did.
Originally Instagram, my name was
It still is.
Tara Nasha W, but I changed it to I am Tara Wallace because
I see Tara Nasha still.
No, I just changed it.
Oh.
Because a lot of fans were reaching out saying to me, you know what, it took me 6 months to find your real page.
Gotcha.
It took me X amount of time to find your real page. And I was like, because my name was so long, I think that they just assumed that Tara was okay because Peter always called me Tara or I always respond to Tara. So I just changed it. I mean, it's Instagram. People take it too serious. I could change it back to Tara Nasha whenever I feel like it.
You travel a lot. How's that changed for you in your life? I mean,
things that have changed in my life in terms of me traveling, I just adjust. If it's work, I adjust. The one thing that changes is the fact that I'm not just traveling alone. I have 2 children to worry about, 2 small sons. It's very important to me, the person that's going to be in their life. Milk and juice that will be in their life when I'm away.
Right.
It's very important for me to find someone with a great heart to give them as much attention as they need when I'm away.
Right.
A person who has patience. And I really do thank God for not only just finding Peter that fathered my 2 children, which are the best things in my life when I worked at Sam Mash, but also great friends. Like, I have a dear friend, Trilla, who helps me out, who at the drop of a dime, if my sitter can't be there and I need her to be there when I travel, at the drop of a dime, she will drop anything and show up and help me out.
That's love. Shout out to Trilla. I kicked it with her earlier.
Absolutely. And then not just that, but you watch your children as they interact with that person. That's the biggest tell of anything. So when I watch my children interact with her and they're excited and they're happy, then it doesn't take away from me being there, but it puts my heart at ease to know that I can comfortably go work, show up the day of that appearance, and leave at 6 in the morning to get back to my kids.
With no problem.
Not no problem. As a mother, you always have stress. You can never leave your children. It's weird to me, people that can leave their children for any long periods of time. So for that small amount of time, if they can be taken care of with the best care, then I can do what I need to do comfortably.
When you think of the name Amina Butterfly, what comes to mind? Your first 3, 4, 5 thoughts, whatever. 1 thought, no thoughts, 2 thoughts, what?
The change in my life. The name that shook up my entire world as I knew it with Peter.
Right. It caught you by surprise?
I guess about as much as a hurricane hitting out of the blue.
Yeah.
An earthquake hitting in California midday.
Yeah, moving right along. Do you guys correspond with each other?
We do. We try
Really?
to.
How? Hi and bye?
I mean, listen, the thing about it is, what people don't understand is, if I had some type of warning that Peter and I were ending a relationship, it would be different. If it was done with the intent of, I'm not happy, so we need space to move on, to do whatever we need to do outside of this family. But I was living and functioning inside of a family. And I was behaving as such.
Right, of course.
Just because you hit a rocky road in a relationship doesn't give me the right to go and bring down the integrity of my relationship, of what I had built, because I thought our relationship was bigger than the little menial molehills that you can stumble and trip over. So he obviously was not able to do that, and that's fine. You know what I mean? People have to live out their own truth or whatever, but that truth for him became very difficult for me to deal with. If you love someone, it's very difficult for you to imagine there was someone else. If you love someone, it's very difficult to imagine anything that he has created with her to exist. Listen, let me tell you guys something right here, right now with the King Indeed, okay?
Oh, whoa.
I love Kid, and I know Kid has love for me.
Absolutely.
All right?
I love this woman.
But I want him to be free to ask me what he needs to ask me.
Okay. All right. Did you really fuck Peter Gunz? Honestly, while he was with Amina? Honestly. I don't watch
Are we referring to that
I didn't see the episode. People told
the
me about
episode
it.
that everyone's talking about?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
When
Did
I
you?
said just this past Wednesday?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But see, here's the problem I have with that.
I mean, you have to keep in mind, and I've said this before. At that time, Peter and I were still living together. And if
Wait a minute, y'all was living together? While he was married to her?
I mean, that's the whole
Wait a minute.
thing. Peter and I lived together
So awesome.
throughout the entire time.
Okay, stop. You knew he was married?
I had no idea at some point. I mean, when it came out, yeah, I knew.
You think he married her for love? That he's in love with her?
I don't know.
I didn't ask what you know. That's an easy. What do you think?
I mean,
Think doesn't mean you're right. Doesn't mean you're wrong.
if I were a betting man, as we may say in Mississippi, if I were a betting man, I it's very difficult for me to see Peter doing something that he didn't feel love for another person.
So the answer is yes. You think he's in love with her? It's like
I
pulling
feel
teeth
like-
with you.
I feel like he may have had love for her. I don't know. Maybe a little bit of infatuation. But see, that's the thing about infatuation. It feels like love for a short period of time, and then it wears off, and then you're stuck in this big old mess.
How long has Peter Gunz been with you?
We were together for 13 years.
That's not infatuation. 13
That's
with
not.
you.
Yeah. It wasn't infatuation. Absolutely not. Not for me.
Before you say something on that show, do you think about him and his feelings ever? Peter Gunz, the victim.
I think about his feelings about like he thought about mine.
What does that mean? That's too much gray. I need black or
That's
white.
not gray.
Black or white?
If
Is
you
yes
have
or
a
no?
woman feeling comfortable enough to sit down to feel like she can go toe to toe with me without considering my
Toe to
feelings,
toe.
so I consider that person's feelings equally.
There's a flip side to that coin. You're in love with this man. If you're in love with this man, if he's the father of your children and you want to build your family,
Yeah.
why aren't you fighting for your man non-violently? Why aren't you fighting to keep him with you? That's what I need to know. If you really want him, regardless of what the world thinks
Didn't I
about
answer
him.
this already? That
Why
you
aren't you
can't
with him?
eat freaking 9 laters for breakfast?
So that's,
Sometimes people need to work on themselves, become a better person. Perhaps it's something that I've outgrown. Perhaps this was the best thing that could have happened to me. Perhaps, I would have, if it didn't come out in the manner that it did, perhaps it's something, there's a part of his personality in life that I would have never known. And who wants to live in the dark like that?
to me,
And perhaps he's ultimately just not the person I'm to end up with.
it sounds like good.
You never heard me? I want to know right now if you heard me.
I never heard
You never heard me spit?
I never heard you
All right,
spit.
here we go. Here we go. Give me a beat. Let's go. You give me a beat.
All right. Doom, doom, doom.
My
Doom,
name is
doom,
Peaches,
doom.
and I'm the best. All the DJs want to fill my breast. So I'm here with King, the King indeed. And we're here to fulfill all your needs.
Oh, it's a love, girl. Oh, shit. I didn't know you know how to rap. Guns, man. I'm sorry, brother. You got to
That's my
sign
best.
that.
That was my best.
Well, you need to holler at Rich. What's up with Rich Dollars? He can't sign you? Rich Dollars can't sign you?
I spit for Rich. He wasn't interested. I think
He
he's
wasn't for
scared.
real? What did he say?
I think he was scared. That's all. I think
Scared
he's
of
scared.
what?
I think he's scared that I may take over all his talent.
Rich is my brother. I know Rich. You don't believe I know Rich?
You got one little fight. Your mom's got scared. It's you're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air.
So you are watching Tara Wallace live on the couch, and this is TheKingIndeed.com. If you are not following, if you are not subscribing, please do so right now. The King Indeed.